My name is Dr. Shankar, and I'm a physician by training. Last 5 years I've had the privilege of working with the TATA Trust, and I oversee the nutrition initiative of TATA Trust. You can say that there are good behavior and bad behavior with the industry. We have always concentrated more on the bad ones. It is time for us to focus and encourage the industry to do the right things to improve nutrition. Those who are not part of the food system in their business can also do a lot to improve nutrition of their workforce and therefore their families. That is likely to keep them healthy and more productive. It will reduce absenteeism, and basically it's a good thing to do, because good health and nutrition are foundation for any, they are the engines for economic growth. So they are the foundational pieces, and it's good for anyone in any part of the society to do it. See, hidden hunger refers to deficiencies of common vitamins and minerals. Many of them, they can't be made in the body. Most of them have to be part of the diet that we eat. As our diet gets narrower and narrower, we are not eating diversified diet, or that results in deficiency of many of these vitamins and minerals. There are many ways by which you can control and prevent this. One is that the best, of course, is to diversify the diet and eat right, but unfortunately it is not practical. It doesn't happen. It's to do with the behavior, it's to do with the affordability and availability of a diversified diet. The second way to tackle this is that you can identify the high-risk groups and give them tablets or capsules that carry this vitamin and minerals. And the third way is to identify commonly eaten food and add the missing vitamins and minerals to that. In many situations, you need a combination of all this. They're not exclusive of one another, and they're complementary to each other, and we have to do all the three. That is, advise people to diversify the diet as much as possible. The high-risk groups, for example, very young children or pregnant women, need to take supplements depending on the stage, and then add vitamins and minerals to commonly eaten staple foods, what we call as food fortification. This combination, along with water and attention to water and sanitation, and attending to common illnesses in children, is likely to improve the nutritional status overall, and certainly eliminate the vitamin and mineral deficiency to a big extent. They are, in the last couple of years, or I would say in the last 4-5 years, the importance of Anganwadi Center has improved. The Poshan Abhiyan keeps Anganwadi centers as the main focus for delivery of services, and the convergence action that is to happen at the village level happens at the Anganwadi center. And that's the only last mile post available in India across the country. The service delivery has to improve. At the same time, for Anganwadis to become the centers of excellence, the community ownership has to improve. It cannot be that it is a government center and people go there to receive services. We have to change that to the community-owned centers of excellence, in which case this, we can see remarkable improvement in nutritional status. A lot of CSR resources as well as philanthropic resources have started coming to nutrition in the last few years, and it is a welcome change. The thing I would urge is that now that we have a template for action, we have a implementation framework under Poshan Abhiyan. I would urge anyone who wants to contribute to that is to become a part of that and implement the very well conceived and designed program under Poshan Abhiyan, rather than setting up separate multitudes of islands of excellence. We have a very good program that is fully driven by the government. Many NGOs and civil society are actively participating. It is a welcome thing that private sector is also providing whatever support that it can. The donors and other philanthropies should also become a part of Poshan Abhiyan and drive this with full vigor for next 3 years. See, this is a very critical period in a child's life. This is the period from 6 months to 2 years. The children grow very rapidly. The first 6 months, children are to be fed only the mother's milk, what we call as exclusive breastfeeding. Nothing, absolutely nothing other than mother's milk is required, and that takes care of optimal growth for the children. But from 6 months to 2 years, the breastfeeding should continue, because breast milk continues to provide important nutrients and a lot of protection from diseases during that period. But breast milk alone would not suffice after 6 months, because children are growing rapidly. We have to give them food from outside. This is what we call a complementary food, that complements the continued breastfeeding. This food has to be a special food, because giving an adult food to a small child will not work, because the children require per kilogram of body weight, their energy requirement is very high. Their nutrient requirement is also very high. As adults, we eat bulk, we eat a lot of quantity. So what we eat, the adult food per gram contains probably less than 1 calorie. That's what we call either 1 calorie per gram, isocaloric. In smaller children, the food has to be very dense. Every gram of that food will have to contain many calories. So that has to be a special food. This can be made at home, very eminently made at home. There are multiple recipes that are available. It has to be made, and in addition to the continued breastfeeding, children have to be fed that. To my mind, it is one of the remarkable things that has happened in the area of nutrition. I haven't seen media houses take this up as an important thing that they would, and drive it so energetically. What I have seen in the last few years is media has played a very good role as a watchdog, and normally pointing out what is not working well at all. And it has its role. It has just brought nutrition as a priority area for the political leadership, for the bureaucratic leadership, and even for general public. But I think the timing is right when the country has launched Poshan Abhiyan and driving it well. This initiative from Outlook is remarkable for several important reasons. One is it is giving the prominence. Second, whatever I have seen, it is really highlighting the success stories more. So only success will beget more success, which is very good. And I salute whoever conceived it and whoever is driving it so well. That we must identify, and we should encourage those who give the right prescription for the workforce to take forward and implement. They are real champions. They need to be recognized. There are great leaders who make nutrition a priority and position it well, because for anything to succeed, political will and political leadership is absolutely important. They should be encouraged to apply. It's after all the governments are run with well-meaning bureaucrats who spend all their time trying to make things work, make the things reach those vulnerable population and vulnerable geographies. So we should encourage interested bureaucrats and also technocrats within the government to really apply. But I think most important is the frontline workers down the system, the three saviors of health and wealth for the vulnerable in the villages, that is the Asha, Anganwadi worker and A&M. We should encourage nominations from some of the best who are doing it. The community ownership is key for success, as I said. The Panchayati Raj system, the self-help group movement, and then community volunteers who have made huge changes and who have really breached some of these myths and made interventions really go to scale. They should be identified and they should be encouraged to apply. So I believe it's not just one particular category. We should be able to encourage and get people from all stakeholder groups.